No crackers?
When Brooke Pinkham adopted her son, she took comfort knowing he was coming from a native home into another.
Seeing the trauma that's created in our communities and the repercussions and the generational trauma, I've always had a very strong feeling that it was an important statute.
Pinkham works for the Center of Indian Law and Policy at Seattle U. She's talking about the ICWA, the Indian Child Welfare Act, that passed in 1978. The statute gives Native families priority when adopting Native children, a law drafted at a time where as many as 35% of Native American children were removed from their homes and placed with non-Native guardians. And earlier in this country's history, some were sent to boarding schools.
There's a big schism in our generational passing on of knowledge.
An issue of tribal separation highlighted by the King 5 Facing Race team in 2022. Specifically, identifying remains in unmarked graves, all Indigenous students forced to attend boarding schools, part of what is now described by some as the systemic destruction of Native culture.
They came to learn later that it was happening everywhere. And so folks came together and advocates and came to Congress and were successful in creating a statute.
And while the ICWA didn't directly impact her adoption, Pinkham takes comfort in knowing the Supreme Court sided with Native families some 40 years after the law was first passed.
I feel relief, a big relief.
In Seattle, Sebastian Robertson, King 5 News.